Welcome to my channel. My name is Kayshawn and this is my very first video on YouTube. I'm super excited to be here, guys, okay? So I'm coming to y'all straight off the bat with a story time, okay? I really hate to be doing the story time because it's really a crazy one, but we're gonna hop right in, okay? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure y'all share my video, okay? Don't keep this tea to yourself. Share the tea to the world, okay? Don't be stingy. So make sure y'all come back and check out new videos that I'm gonna be posting. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of everything, y'all. So come here and get y'all life, okay? Period. I'm about to hop right into this story time, okay? So get ready. Alright, y'all, so check it, right? I'm sure by the title of this video you already know what the story time is about, but this is about the time, y'all, I got flued out by a rapist, okay? And listen, I'm not over exaggerating, okay? Let's get into this, period. Okay, so boom, right? Let's see what we're gonna start at. Because I'm really laughing now, but it's really not a joke, y'all. It's really not. Okay, boom, let's see. Okay, so it was Halloween, right? Alright, and I threw the kids a little Halloween party, right? Because you know I love the kids, and you know we in quarantine and they couldn't go trick-or-treating, so you know I'm like, I'm gonna throw them a Halloween party. We're gonna have candy, s'mores, treats, all that good stuff, hot chocolate, and that's exactly what I did. So I spent the whole day decorating, planning, getting food, getting candy for these kids on Halloween, right? I dressed up in everything. I was Mrs. Incredible. I was looking real cute, you know what I mean? So, okay, boom. So now that I had a Halloween party, I'm like, okay, y'all, because I dealt with the kids, like, during the day, during the evening. But I'm like, at night, it's for me. You know, I still got to have fun for Halloween, too, you know? So now it's time to put the kids away and bring the drinks out to play, okay? So that's exactly what I did. So after I got done with the Halloween party, I call up my homegirl. You know, she like, are we going to a Halloween party? And I'm like, yeah, because, you know, I'm dressed up. Let's get drunk. Let's go to a Halloween party. Let's have some fun, right? So homegirl like, okay, bet. And I'm like, okay, bet. So boom, we meet up at my house or whatever. We are ready to go out. We had some drinks. We having a good time. We go to this club, right, y'all? So we go to the club. We're in the club. We're having a good time. Like I said, we're drinking. We dancing with our mask on. The mask be messing up my vibe, but you know we gotta stay safe. So we had our mask on. So we in the club. We having a good old time, you know. We dance to the music, hey, all that good stuff, right? So we over by the bar, me and homegirl. We at the bar. And this dude come up to me like, you know, hey, let me buy you a drink. So I'm like, okay, hey, what's up? Like, you know, give my homegirl a drink too because like, you know. So I'm like, okay. He bought me and my homegirl a drink, right? So I'm like, okay. So we having a small conversation. He said his name, but I had forgot what his name was because I'm thinking like, I ain't gonna see him again for real. Like, he about to buy us this drink and we just about to have a good time, right? So he tell me his name. I tell him mine's whatever. And he like, yeah, you know, I'm just here for the weekend. You know, I'm really from Atlanta. Like, you know, I leave tomorrow. All this good stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. I'm like, yeah, I just came from Atlanta. Like, the beginning of that month. Like, I just was down in Atlanta with my sister. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I just came from there. We had a good time. You know, it was a good little vibe. And he like, oh, bet. Like, y'all should come back. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, so I'm like, well, get us a ticket. So he's like, nah, for real, like, I fly y'all out, I get y'all tickets, it's nothing, y'all can come in like 2 weeks, all this good stuff. So I'm like, well, bet, because, you know, guys be cap out here, you know, they just be saying stuff, they just say anything, so I don't really never believe it until I see it. So I'm like, bet, you talking all this mess, get us the tickets then, right? So he like, all right, I got y'all. He like, give me your number. We're going to put something together. So I'm like, all right, bet. I gave him my number. So cool. So we leave that night. He texted my phone. Like, mind you, I didn't see it till the next morning. But he texted my phone like, yeah, I was going to leave tomorrow morning. But let me know if you just want to kick it. I changed my flight for you. I stay down here and kick it. So I'm thinking like, nah. Even though he already caught the flight because the next morning I woke up to see the messages. And he was already gone. So it didn't matter. But I'm thinking like, yeah, you can go home anyways. Like, you know, you don't need to stay for me. Like, we good. So he leave or whatever. And like, we didn't really keep up with each other. Like, I wasn't really texting him because, like I said, I thought he was playing and I thought he was just saying anything. So I wasn't gonna really bother the situation for real because I'm like, whatever. he texts me, he hit me up, and he's like, yeah, so what's up on this Atlanta trip? So I'm like, oh, you serious? Okay, bet. So I'm like, well, what's up with it? Like, we ready. You talking about 2 weeks. So he like, well, yeah, y'all should come, but I can't do 2 weeks because I gotta go to this place and that place and that place. And he's saying all these different places he got plans for. And then he like, after that I gotta work that weekend, but after that y'all can come. So I'm just like, okay, well this day is better. So he like, okay, cool, that day to work. So I hit up my homegirl like, yeah, you wanna go this day? And she like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, okay, bet. So I tell him, right, I'm gonna call him DF because that's what he was, a dumb fuck. So that's what his name gonna be. So I hit up DF like, yeah, me and homegirl said that day is cool. So he like, bet, I'm about to look up flights. So I'm like, okay, cool, do your thing. Like, go ahead, look up the flights. You know, make sure you put us in first class, cause you know. So I know, but I'm like, yeah, look up flights or whatever. So he sent me the flights like, is these times good? So I'm like, yeah. So he like, okay, what's your information or whatever? I'm about to buy the tickets. So I'm like, oh, DF is serious. Like, he not playing. So I'm like, bet. I sent him the information. He booked the tickets, y'all. He booked the tickets for me and homegirl, right? So I'm like, bet, yo. Like, we come down there. I'm like, it's gonna be lit. We're gonna have a good time. So he like, yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, y'all. Mind y'all, we met in October, right? So we literally met the last day of October. So our trip wasn't for like a month and a half, I would say. So sometime in December. So we texting and it's small talk. It's nothing really major. Like, we just saying little stuff. After he booked the flight, I'm like, okay, send the information to my email so I can have both of our tickets. So he sent it to me. We lit. We in there, okay? We got our tickets. So after that, we were just talking like on a friendly tip. It was no real flirting. It was no like, I don't know, like it was no flirtatious vibe. It was just like we was just making small talk or whatever. And a lot of times like he would try to call me and like I'd be at work and I really ain't want to be bothered that much. So like I wouldn't answer all the time and I just text him like, what's up? Because I'm gonna be honest, okay? Like when we met him, he wasn't all that, okay? He wasn't like zaddy or nothing. He just was like, okay, like, okay, like, I could look at you, you know what I mean? I don't know. But he wasn't giving what he could have been given, okay? He wasn't giving all that. He just was giving enough, okay? He wasn't giving much. So I'm like, okay, he cool, we could be friends. So our vibe was never like flirtatious. Like, it was never none of that. It's just like, we cool. When we get down there, we're gonna turn up together and that's just the tea. So whatever. So he like was calling and I answered for him like one time and we had, like I said, small talk. We just was saying like little stuff, nothing major, nothing like that. Like we just, it wasn't giving that, y'all. It just wasn't giving no booed up type thing. It just was giving, we friends, we about to have fun. It is what it is, right, y'all? Alright, y'all, so he books the tickets, right? He sends it to my email. And, you know, I texted him, like, what's the weather down there around this time? Like, is it cold? You know, what it's looking like. So he tell me or whatever, right? So he like, yeah, it's decent enough, whatever. I'm like, okay, bet. So he literally texts me, like, send me some pictures. Now, at this moment, he had already asked me for my Instagram, and I told him what it was, and he already followed me, so there go your pictures. You know, like, you ain't about to get no special pictures. You're going to get the same pictures that's on my Instagram, so there you go. What additional pictures do you need? Like, you about to get the same ones. So, you know, I'm just thinking, like, refer to my Instagram for pictures if you want them, you know? Because, I mean, what else am I about to give you? Like, I just don't understand. I'm not giving you nothing else. You feel me? So he like sent me some pictures and I didn't send them. Like, you can go to my Instagram, like I said, and then like that was it. I ain't say much else or whatever. I ain't never really respond to him for real. So I had texted them like, you know, is everything still open? Because like I said, back in my hometown, we was shut down. A lot of stuff was shut down. It was really nothing to do here. So I texted them like, you know, is everything still open down there? Like, y'all good down there? And he's like, yeah, we good. So I'm like, okay, bet. So then he called me and I ain't answered because I'm just like, I'm at work or whatever. Like, what's up? So he like called me and I'm like, I'm at work. And he like, well, call me on when you get on your break. So I'm like, I already had my break. Like, what's up? What you need? He like, oh, well, you need to Google rental cars from Atlanta Port so y'all can have a way around when y'all not with me. So I'm sitting here thinking like, boo, That's no problem. You don't have to worry about that, because like I said, like, we was gonna go down there to have a good time. We was not about to sit up under you like the whole time. Like, this was definitely not that. Like, we was gonna go down there, kick it with you, but we was gonna do our own thing too, just because, like I said, we ain't booed up. We not about to be underneath each other. And I made that very clear to him. Like, we gonna kick it, we gonna have a good time, but we don't gotta be around each other the whole time. Like, so I'm just saying, like, we good, like, we gonna have a way to get wherever we going. And he made it seem like he didn't want to be with us the whole time either. So in my mind, I'm like, good, we on the same page. Like, you telling us to find other rides, and we thinking like, okay, we don't want to be up under you the whole time. So cool, we eye to eye. So I thought we was eye to eye. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, we good, like, it's legit. So I'm like, okay, you done booked our flights. Do you want us to get a hotel? Are you gonna get us a hotel? Like, what's the tea on that? So he like, oh no, y'all good. Like, I rent out Airbnbs. Like, I'm just gonna block those dates off for y'all. Y'all can stay at the Airbnb. Cool, it's lit, So I'm thinking like, cool then. So I'm like, well, send me a link to the Airbnb, because I'm like, I'm trying to see what the Airbnb looking like, boo. Like, I'm trying to see what it's giving for real before I pull up. So he sent me the link to the Airbnb, and I mean, it was all right. Like, it'll do. It wasn't nothing major, but like, I'm just like, okay, I sent it to my homegirl. Like, you cool with this, or you want to get a hotel? And she like, okay, look, we're going to ride this whole train for free. I'm like, bet, you right. Like, we good. So I'm looking at it, because it was just like a 1-bedroom. And me and my homegirl, like, we could sleep in the same bed, but we grown. So we would prefer 2 beds, but we're going to thug it out. So we like, okay, cool. So I'm like, this Airbnb cool, whatever. He like, all right, yeah, y'all going to have it to yourself. It's lit. So I'm like, cool. All right, yeah, because I'm like, yeah, it's already a 1-bedroom. Me and my homegirl could just gonna sleep in it. Like, we good, right? Mind you, I stressed to him, I said, this our Airbnb? He said, yes. I'm blocking the dates off for y'all to have it. It's gonna be y'all Airbnb. Y'all gonna be smooth here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's get that part clear. Made sure that he knew that I was thinking that this was going to be our Airbnb. No, we didn't pay for it, but you are saying that you're blocking these dates off for me and my homegirl to come stay at this Airbnb. So, okay. So he's like, all right, yeah, I got y'all tickets squared away, y'all Airbnb squared away, everything good. Y'all just worry about getting y'all a car if y'all want one. Me and homegirl already decided, like, we didn't want no car anyways, because I'm like, when we go down there, we're going to be turned. We're going to be drinking. We don't want to drive. Like, we'll Lyft or Uber everywhere. In my head, I'm already thinking, like, no, we good. We definitely don't need no car, right? So literally, that was like in the beginning of November. The next time we even text, he said happy Thanksgiving, right? That goes to show you, like, we didn't have no strong connection. Like, we literally was just like, we're kicking when we get to Atlanta. Like, that's the type of vibe we was giving off. We wasn't giving off no flirtatiousness or we about to be booed up. Like, we was talking like we was friends, like associates for real. Like, we wasn't even on nothing for real. So he said happy Thanksgiving to me, and I said it back. That was that. So I'm just like, okay. He then texts me like, what's up? I told my cousin you was bringing homegirl. He wants to meet her before y'all come. What's her Instagram, or can you have her text him? So I'm like, whoa, like, wait a minute, like, my homegirl ain't coming down there for your cousin. Like, how you trying to play matchmaker? You looking for somebody for your cousin, but you don't even have somebody for you. Like, I'm confused. So I'm sitting here like, no. I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking like, we don't need to see your cousin because it's none of that. Like, I'm like, your cousin. Now, granted, if we got down there and my homegirl and the cousin met and they vibe, then that's that on that. Like, I'm okay with that. But I'm not no kid. I'm not about to be sending no pictures like, here she go, this is that. No, like, because my homegirl wasn't even on that type of time. Like, she knew she didn't have to come and play no role or be no wing woman. You feel me? Because me and DF wasn't even giving off that. So it was none of that needs to be played. You feel what I'm saying? So I told him like, we good. Like, I'm not sending no information to hers because, you seen her when you met me. And if you don't remember, then that's just too bad. But y'all will see us in like 2 weeks. So, I'm just saying. So he sent me pictures of his cousin. So I'm just looking and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't think none of it because I don't care what your cousin look like for real, because that don't have nothing to do with me. So I'm just like, so he like, what's her Instagram? I'm gonna send her a request because he don't have one. So I'm just sitting here thinking like, no, I already said that this not that. Y'all can meet once we get there. I'm not sending no pictures. I'm not sending no Instagram. I'm not doing none of that. Like, and it wasn't even to be mean. It's just like I said, if they meet and hit it off, then so be it. But we not doing that because we not on no couple stuff. Like, that's what I'm trying to stress to him. We not on no couple stuff. We all just having a good time. Like, I don't care that you flew me out. Like, you still, you didn't say like, oh, are you coming down here for X, Y, and Z? You said, come down here. We're going to have a good time. And that's what I was coming to do. So we ain't on no couple stuff. We not doing none of that. So I'm like, no, you can't have her Instagram. I'm not sending no pictures. You will see her when we get down there, and that's that on that. You know, so he still pursued to say like, well, he like, good afternoon, because mind you, I ain't text back after I said that. Like, you know, it's really nothing to discuss. You gonna keep asking for her information. I ain't giving it to you. So he wrote me the next day like, good afternoon, I want some pics. Ask her for her Instagram. So I didn't respond because I said what I said. And if I didn't send no pictures, you should have got the hint. I don't care how many times you ask me. If I say no, then that's just what it is. No means no. And we see, y'all gonna see by the end of the story that he clearly don't comprehend the word no. So, but anyways, so I ain't say nothing again. He said, call me so we can go over the plan tomorrow once you land, because now it's like the day before that we are about to leave. And I'm like, well, I'm at work, and I'm like, what plan do we need? Like, you know, we said we was coming down there to turn up. We're going to go to bars. We're going to go to clubs. And then, like, in the afternoon, we was going to do our own thing. So, and like you said, you didn't care to be around us the whole day. So, we don't got no itinerary with you. You know, we got our own plan, me and homegirl. But me and DF ain't got no real plan. You just said we was going to go out at night. So, that was the tea. Like, that's it. So, I'm like, yeah, we don't need no plan. And he like, well, we haven't really discussed anything. Just making sure everything is good so I can pick y'all up. And if you decided to get a rental or not. I said, listen, I already checked this in. The only thing I need you to do is pick us up from the airport and drop us off at the airport. Like, that's it. I ain't asking you to drive us around. I ain't asking you to do nothing else. Pick us up and drop us off. Like, everything else we can figure out on our own. Like, for real. If you want to kick with us, cool. But those are the only things that I'm requesting. Be picked up and dropped off. Okay? Simple. It sounds easy. You would think it'd be easy, but okay. So he said, okay, cool. I'll be there. You know, let me know if there's any delays or anything, right? All right, boom. We get on our flight smooth, you know, we good. We had a good flight. We touched down. We in Atlanta. What's up? What's up? What's up? You know, we there. So I text him and I'm like, we here, you know, he come pull up or whatever. So I'm like, hey DF, like I literally, like we didn't even hug. Like that's what I'm saying. We didn't have no like flirtatious vibe, none of that. Like we barely talked on the phone. We barely text. When we did text, it was just like, we're gonna turn up when you get here. Like that's it. So when I seen him, like we didn't even really hug. Like we didn't do nothing. I gave him my bag, like, you know, get the bags, put them in the car, baby, like do what you gotta do. Like it was nothing like extra, you know. So we get in the car, he put our bags in the car, we get in there, and he like, all right, y'all hungry? So I'm like, yeah, we hungry. I'm like, we want something that we don't got back in our hometown. So we get like different foods down there, and he is paying for everything, and I appreciated that because he paid for me and my homegirl. Like he could have just paid for me because he already bought her flight, but he paid for both of us. So I'm like, dang, I'm like, that's what's up, friend. Like you really giving that, like you really on that. So I'm like, that's what's up. So I'm like, thank you. You know, we was very appreciative of the things that he was doing. So we get food, we get bottles, and you know, we go to the Airbnb. Okay, y'all. So mind y'all, while we in the car, right, he like, yeah, didn't you say you been down here before? Like, what, you got family down here? You know people down here? So I'm like, yeah, you know, my uncles, and I got some cousins that live down here, you know. Because why are you trying to see if I know people down here? Like, because you trying to kidnap me? Like, why are you asking questions like that? So yeah, like my cousins and them live down here, and I sent them the address to the Airbnb so that they know where I'm at. Because I'm like, yeah, I wanted them to GPS it to see how far away we was from each other. So yeah, boo. So don't try it, because my imaginary uncles and cousins will pull up and end you. Okay, so stop playing. Like, why are you asking, oh, you know people, you got family down here, who you know down here? Why would you be asking all of that? Why do you even care? It's one thing to be like, oh, you was down here before, like you had a good time, or who you come down here with. You like, you know people that live around here? What's up, who you know? Yeah, I do, because I ain't gonna never let nobody know I'm just out here alone or dolo. No, I got family down here, boo, and right around the way. So don't play, okay? Anyways, so that was that. So we get to this freaking Airbnb, right? We get to this Airbnb. Okay. I'm coming in there, right? So I'm going to tell you, let me describe the Airbnb to y'all, right? Let me describe this Airbnb to y'all. So, okay, it's a nice little small little Airbnb. Okay, so you walk in, right? This is the door. You walk in. To your left, it's like a small little kitchen, real small kitchen. And then you come out the kitchen, you go up, it's like a little bar. You know, I got a little bar there with liquor and all that good stuff. Then you keep going straight, and it's the couches. You got 2 couches and a big screen TV, right? And then on your right, it's just stairs. You go up the stairs, and it's a bedroom and a bathroom. That's it. It's like no lounge area or nothing. Like, it's just the bedroom and the bathroom connected to it upstairs. Okay, cool. It looked the same as it did on the Airbnb. I didn't expect nothing too big because it was a 1-bedroom. So I knew what it was. So we get there, me and homegirl take our bags upstairs. Like, we excited. We ready to get lit. Mind you, we touched down at like 2, 3 in the afternoon. So we did start drinking kind of early. We started drinking at like 4 or 5 o'clock, right? So we get there, and me and homegirl looking around like, the bed, ain't no sheets and stuff. Ain't no towels. Like, we looking around, and the house kind of dirty. It's dishes in the sink. Now, granted, listen, this is my thing. If you live here, because the house looked very just lived there. And I know a lot of people rent out their houses that they live in as Airbnbs. That's fine. But you still need to set it up for guests. Meaning it still needs to be clean. You're supposed to have towels. If you say you're going to offer towels, you're supposed to have the bed made up. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be any dishes or trash and stuff. And if you're written it off as an Airbnb is what I'm saying. I don't care if it was free. You said we were guests and that this was our Airbnb. So those are my expectations, okay? I don't expect to come in to a dirty kitchen, a dirty bathroom. The bathroom was dirty. He had stains and stuff on the toilet, on the bathroom sink. He had his towel like on the floor of the tub. Like, boo, if you live here, like currently live here, you should have just said, listen, y'all can get a hotel if y'all want, or y'all can stay at my house. I would rather you say that than say, oh, this is going to be our Airbnb. Because if we come in to stay at your house, I don't have high expectations because you live here. So, of course, your tile would be, like, in the bathroom. And, of course, like, you might have a few dishes or whatever. Like, I mean, you really should still clean your bathroom. But as a guy, I wouldn't expect your house to be that clean, if we were just staying at your house. But because you said this was our Airbnb, I expect you to set it up as if we were regular paying guests. Like, I'm sorry, that is what I expect. Because had you told us we were just going to be staying at your house, I would have got us a hotel. Like, for real, we would have just got a hotel, because it's just like, we don't need to stay at your house, because the whole concept, we said we wasn't going to be around each other like 24/7. So we still wanted our space. So when you said that Airbnb was ours, we like, bet it's our Airbnb. No, sweetie. No. So we already looking at the place, and we like, me and homegirl like blah 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 blah, and I'm like, yeah, blah blah blah. We like, cause we is a little bougie. Like, we ain't that bougie, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, no. So, but yeah, so anyways, we gonna thug it out. Like, whatever, we gonna thug it out. He been cool so far. Like, this, like, we gonna be good, right? So we just like, okay, so we want to change out our airport clothes. So we upstairs, and we just like changing, and he just like coming upstairs, downstairs. He using the bathroom with the door open. So I'm like, okay, DF, like, first of all, my homegirl up here changing. Why you just walking around here like you own the place? I mean, yeah, you own the place, but if you got guests over and 2 females, you don't just be, you announce yourself when you coming up the stairs. Or if you want to use the bathroom, why you got the bathroom door open? Like, we don't want to see you, boo. Like, I'm just so confused. So we was already a little bit bothered by that, because we like, okay, where's the bed sheets? Like, you walking around here, like, when are you gonna leave? Because you wasn't even supposed to be with us the whole day. So we're just thinking you gonna drop us off at the Airbnb and then go, and then we was gonna kick it later on that night. That's what I'm thinking, because you acting like you don't want to be with us the whole time, and we got to get us a car. So I'm confused on why you're still at this Airbnb with us. He did not leave, okay, y'all? Like, literally, he stayed there, right? So we changed, and I'm like, okay, DF, can you stop coming up here? Like, we trying to change. You doing too much. We don't want to see you pee. Go back downstairs. So next thing you know, his neighbor come over, which is fine because I'm sure like his neighbor probably seen his car outside, and because he got this big like just dumb red truck, and or orange or some color, red or orange, I forgot. But so I'm sure your neighbor seen your car, so he come and knock on the door like, what's up? You know, he don't think that you got, you know, guests or nothing. So his friend, his neighbor come, and I'm gonna call him CB because that's my dog, okay? Like, that's my dog. But anyways, CB come in and he like, oh, hey, y'all. Like, he's super cool, super chill, good vibes. So he come in and he talking to us. So by this time, we had already changed and came down. And we was, like, drinking a little bit and eating and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know, we can turn. So I'm like, drink with us. Like, what's up? Like, he like, yeah. We just all talking. He do music. So he was playing us his music, like, on the big TV and everything. So we vibing out, right? Next thing you know, so at this point, it's me, homegirl, CB, and DF, right? I know all these letters. But next thing you know, it's another knock on the door. More friends is coming. More friends is coming. More. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, DF, why are you inviting all of your homeboys? Okay, it's literally like 9 guys, and then it's me and my homegirl. So I'm like, okay, first of all, once again, this is supposed to be our Airbnb. Why are you inviting all your friends over and you didn't even talk to me about this? Like, you didn't discuss anything with me. You just doing whatever you want to do. I'm confused, right? So I'm like, okay. So they was all right. Like, they was cool. They didn't do nothing. But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, why is all your homeboys here? So I'm looking at DF like, okay, at some point, y'all need to go. Later on in the night, so I'm like, okay, we hungry again, because like I said, we've been drinking since earlier. We ready to get dressed and go to the club, right? So I'm like, he like, okay, so he tell his friends to leave or whatever, and he like, meet us at whatever club. I forgot the first club we went to. He like, meet us at that club. We all gonna go out. So everybody leave and they go get dressed for the club, right? So I'm like, okay, now we about to really drink. So I'm like, we need to eat again. So he like, okay, bet, let's go get some food. So we leave, we go get some food, and on our way back, he on the phone like, yeah, we pulling up, we'll be there in a minute. So I'm like, who you talking to? So he like, yeah, it's cousin. I'm gonna just call him cousin, cause whatever. So he like, yeah, it's cousin, he there. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, whatever, cause I don't really care. Like, I knew he was coming, but I'm just sitting here thinking like, where is y'all going? Like, why is y'all still at our Airbnb? Like, leave, right? So I'm like, okay. So he like, okay, so we pull up, right? And cousin is outside, so we all go in. So we like, oh, hey, cousin. Like, we introduce ourselves or whatever. So we like, okay. So we kicking it. He started drinking with us too. So I'm like, okay, boom, like, we good. So I'm like, okay, well, we about to get dressed for the club. Like, is y'all about to leave? He like, oh, yeah, we about to go get dressed too. Like, we'll probably be back around like 10 or 11, or let us know when y'all done. So I'm like, okay, yes, like, go, get out, bye. Like, why is you here the whole time and you just inviting all your company over? Like, dang, how you know I ain't had no plans? So whatever, they leave, they come back, they come get us or whatever. So we drinking more, we leave out, we going to the club, right? So it's only me, homegirl, cousin, and DF. So we go to the first club or whatever, and we turn it up. Like, it was a lit club. Me and my homegirl, one thing about us is we definitely gonna turn up, okay? We definitely gonna be lit. We definitely gonna be the life of the party. It's definitely gonna be eyes on us. That's just what it is. That's just how it's gonna go. It is what it is. We dancing, like, we turned, like, we just... And the thing is, when me, see, that's why I love my homegirl, because when me and homegirl get together, it's just, we here with it, you know? We here, it's a certain vibe we give off, and especially when we drink, we kind of blank out and go into our own world, and we just be turned, like, you know, we the center of attention, and we don't care, and everybody just be watching us, and we be in our own little zone. Like, we just really be giving that, like, because we be all dressed cute and stuff, the hood might come out, the classy, the bougie, you never know what you gonna get. It's just a vibe, okay? It's just a vibe, right? So of course they see us like extra, and we loud, and we dancing on stuff, and we twerking, and we having a good time, and they just bringing drinks after drinks after drinks, shots after shots after shots. Hey, not for real. They bringing us more drinks, more shots. So we playing our part, we drinking, and we are like drunk. But see me, baby, you can't catch me slipping, because I'm noticing, like, we keep drinking, y'all getting bottles or whatever. I'm looking, and y'all still stuck on the same cup. y'all acting like y'all drinking with us, but y'all not really getting drunk, boo. Like, y'all just keep getting more and more for us. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play my part. Y'all thinking like y'all getting us sloppy drunk and we getting drunk and all this other stuff, but we're taking them drinks to the bathroom and we're pouring them out, boo. Why y'all not getting drunk with us then? Like, I'm not understanding. But y'all like, and you could tell that they was like, dang, y'all small, not drunk yet. And we like, yeah, we drunk, but like, he like, dang, y'all sure know how to handle y'all liquor. Like, they kept saying that because we was drinking Hennessy. Like, we had, what else did we have? They gave us Jack Daniels. Like, that's what I'm saying. They was just giving us stuff because I don't even drink Jack Daniels, but they was giving us all these shots, all these bottles, all these drinks, whatever. We was drinking them. And I was pouring some of them out because I'm watching y'all. Like, you might think I'm lit and you might think I'm not even paying attention because it don't seem like it, but boo, I'm always paying attention. Like, stop playing with me. So I see that they not really drinking, so I'm like, okay, bet. So like I said, we was having fun, so we like, okay, we about to leave this club and go to the next one. Mind you, in this club, we all was walking around. Like, DF was over talking to some girls. Like, you know, I wasn't sweating him. I didn't care. I wanted you to do your own thing because I was over here with my homegirl. We was doing our own thing too. Like, you know, we was all talking to different people and none of us was like getting mad or he wasn't like, you know, you mine tonight. Like, we weren't on none of that. Like, I was literally letting him do his thing and he was letting me do mine. So that's another thing why I'm thinking like, we here with it. Like, we just cool. Like, we just vibing, right? So he talking to other people. I'm doing my thing. So like I said, we leave the club, right? So we go to another one. We go to another club and like, we went to another club, but the parking lot was dead, so we didn't even go in. So we went to another club. So we drinking there, and I'm not gonna lie, like I gave him a dance or two, whatever, because I'm drunk and he with me. So I'm not gonna act like I ain't give him no dance or whatever. But for me, that's not really flirting. That's not really giving you no green light. Like, I dance on my homegirl, I dance on people, I just dance in general, and I feel like we grown. If I give you a dance, you should know, like, okay, that this is just a dance. At least that's what I would have thought. But whatever, I gave him a dance. And we was just maneuvering around the club or whatever. So we drunk. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, okay, it's time to go home. Cause mind you, we've been drinking since like 3. So we've been drinking for like 12 hours. So we are kind of getting like wore out a little bit. And we getting tired. So we like, boom, all right, we about to go home. So we leave. They bring us back to the Airbnb. So like, as we're pulling up, like this us driving, we stop like right in front of the Airbnb. So I'm like, okay, so I open the door because I'm like, me and homegirl about to just get out because, oh wait, actually, let me backtrack. While we were at the club, the first one, I was like, you never even gave me no key to the Airbnb. Like, how is this supposed to be ours? And I don't have no key. He like, oh, you right. And he give me the key to the Airbnb. So I'm like, okay, bet. Because I'm like, it's ours, right? Like, why we ain't got no key? He's like, yeah, you right. Here you go. He give me the key or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, now that we're pulling up, I'm like, okay, me and homegirl, we like, let's go in, you know, because it's none of that. Like, we not giving off none of that. And mind you, when we was in the last club, like, homegirl was already getting irritated because, like, you know, we was just all there to have a good time. But cousin was he was actually getting a little bit more drunk than DF was, and like, you know, he started doing too much Philly touchy and grabbing on her, and she was already really like kind of like gone, you know, like we ain't on that, this ain't that. So she was already getting kind of irritated by him. So that's another reason why I'm like, y'all should know that this not that, because we ain't even on no touchy Philly stuff. We all like, y'all, okay, chill out, calm down, you know, all that good stuff, right? So we get to the Airbnb. I'm trying to get out, y'all. I open the door. He like, what you doing? He turned around like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm about to get out. He like, no, we about to park. And I'm like, what y'all about to park for? Like, I'm confused. Like, what is y'all about to park for? And he's like, we about to come in. So I'm like, why? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. So he's like, we just about to come in. I'm about to get something. Looking stupid and ugly. I'm getting irritated now. So they park and they come in. So we like, okay, like, what's up? So me and homegirl, literally, we go in and we go straight upstairs and we put on our pajamas and we cut off the lights. We get in the bed together because we like, okay, maybe they're gonna realize that this ain't that. Like, we up here sleep and they're gonna leave. No, y'all, that was not a good enough hint, okay? Like, they did not care that we did that. So DF and cousin is downstairs, and me and homegirl is in the bed laying down. So I'm listening because I'm like, I'm trying to hear if they left out or not. So it got quiet. So I'm like, oh, did it leave? So I come peeking my stupid self down the stairs. DF like, K. I'm like, yes. I'm like, what's up? He like, come down here. I said, for what? He was like, come down here. Come sit here with me. I said, I'm not about to come sit on no couch. Like, I'm about to go upstairs and go to bed. So he was like, just come here. I'm like, I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom too. I go upstairs. I use the bathroom. I come out, and cousin is just upstairs. So I'm like, mind you, it's dark in the room, but like, the way the room is set up, because it's like no door to the room, so like the stairs got lights on it, so it's like the room lights is off but the stair lights is on, so I can, I can kind of see. So I'm like, what are you doing? He like, I don't know. Mind you, he is still a little drunk. He like, DF told me to come up here. So I'm like, for what? He like, I don't know. He's sitting there looking stupid. So I said, well, okay, well, you don't know, so go back downstairs. Because at first I'm thinking he waiting for the bathroom. Because, like I said, we all been drinking. And when I see he wasn't waiting for the bathroom, I'm like, well, go back downstairs. He like, okay. So he go back downstairs. I hop in the bed, y'all. I hop in the bed. And, like I said, I'm up because I'm still just trying to listen to see if they going to leave and catch the hit. I literally see DF come, like, sneaking up the stairs. So he come upstairs and I'm like, I'm literally trying to act like I'm snoring sleep, like that drunk sleep, because I'm like, okay, if I'm asleep, he's gonna leave, right? No. He like, K. So I'm just, I'm asleep. Now mind you, he like my height, but he like a bigger guy. Like, he really cocky. He's like shaking me, like shaking my arm to the point that, like, if I didn't wake up, you should know that I was faking sleeping and I didn't want to be bothered, because he was like, I'm just moving and I'm like, boy, you shaking me this hard and I still didn't wake up. Like, why you don't know that I don't want to be bothered? So I had to wake up because I'm like, he about to take my neck off. So I'm like, I woke up like, what? Like, I'm like, why are you waking me up? He like, I thought you was about to come downstairs. I said, no. When did I tell you I was coming downstairs? I said, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to go to sleep. He like, oh, he like, why you about to go to sleep? Like, we still turning up. I said, okay, well, go turn. I was like, well, go turn up somewhere else. Like, we about to go to sleep. Like, we tired. So he like, just come downstairs. And I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm not about to, I was like, why would I do that? I'm like, you and your cousin can stay downstairs. And he's like, no, I'm about to send him upstairs. I said, to do what? He was like, he can lay up here with homegirl. I said, why would I because at this point, homegirl was passed out. Like, I was still up because I was like not playing that. Like, I was not playing that at all with them. So I was still up and she passed out. So I was like, you think I'm about to put some guy in the bed with my drunk homegirl? Like, are you stupid? I don't get down like that. Like, I'm getting irritated now because I'm like, you really giving, you doing a little bit too much. It's never that deep. It's never that serious. So I'm like, he like, no. He like, okay, well, let's wake her up and take her downstairs. You just not catching the drift, is you? You're not understanding that I don't want to come, okay? I don't know if you want me to speak it into another language, if you want me to say it with an Atlanta accent. I don't know if you want me to do it in sign language. I don't know how many different ways I can explain it, but you gotta figure it out, boo. You have to. I don't understand. So I'm just like, no, I'm not coming downstairs to lay on the couch. She's not going anywhere. You're the only one that need to be going somewhere. Bye-bye. So I'm like, no, it's not happening. So I lay back down and I'm like trying to fall asleep quick because I'm thinking like, he gonna be like, she's so drunk. She just keep passing out. Let me leave her alone. No. He wake me up again. He like, Kayla, he like, I thought y'all like to turn up. I'm like, boy, we did turn up. Like, all eyes was on us at the club. Stop playing. Like, for real though. And I'm like, we did turn up. What you mean? He like, he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He like, I ain't even go hold it. I ain't even go hold it in. Let me be honest.
I wanna fuck.
Who? Cause you ain't talking about me. You cannot be talking about me, sweetheart. You cannot. I don't know why you even think that you can touch this, sweetheart. No. I laughed in his face, and I didn't even mean to, but I really thought it was a joke. Like, I can't even believe you would even say something like that to me. So he like yeah, like, I want to have sex. He was like, you ain't the type of girl to after you had a long night of drinking and a long night of partying, you just had so much fun, you want to come back to the crib and have more fun. You just want to have sex. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I could be that type of girl with somebody I want to have sex with.
With somebody I want to have sex with.
He like, oh, what you mean? Exactly what I said. Do you want me to write it down? Do you want me to send smoke signals? What you want me to do? Exactly what I said. And he was like, like, what you mean? I said exactly what I said. I said, it's none of that. It's none of that. So he like, what you mean? He like I'm feeling it. Like, you know, I'm in that mood or whatever. I said, okay. Go find you somebody that's in that mood with you, because it ain't me. I literally turned over, y'all. I grabbed the covers and I like pulled it over me. So I'm literally like holding the covers like this, and I tucked it, like, you know, you tuck yourself in. I tucked it underneath, and I'm holding the covers, and I'm just basically like cuddled up with homegirl, right? Thinking he's gonna leave after I just blatantly just rejected him. Y'all, he must have been sitting there staring at me like for a minute, because like I didn't feel him get up off the, like, move off the bed, because he was on his knees like hunched over on the bed like talking to me. So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, did he leave? Because the bedroom had carpet, so you really don't hear the footsteps for real. So I'm just sitting here listening, like, did he leave? Like, I don't know. Next thing you know, I feel the covers like being tugged. He tugging on the covers, like tugging. Mind you, I have them tucked like underneath me and like in between my legs. So I'm clutching my knees. I'm holding on to the cover like as tight as I can, but like I'm not trying to be like blatantly obvious that I'm like holding on to the cover. So I'm holding on to the cover. This dude is literally grabbing, snatching the cover. He snatched the cover up because I just felt all this air come underneath. And when he snatched that cover, I turned around like, what's up? What's up? What you want? Because now we about to fight. Because what is you doing? You doing way too much, sir. Absolutely too much. I turned around, y'all. Y'all, I turned around. And this man clothes is off. Why? Sweetheart, why? Why is your clothes off, young man? Okay, now we about to get serious, because you're doing too much. Absolutely too much. I looked in, I said, is your clothes off? I said, ew. He said, ew. So listen, y'all. Okay, now look. At this point, I had to try to backtrack a little bit, because once again, at the end of the day, we are two females in the house with two guys that are bigger than us, and he could do anything to us. And I know some guys don't take rejection well, so like I kind of, and especially if I was so aggressive with it, because I told him, ew. Like, I seen his body, I'm like, ew. What? Like, I'm completely turned off. I'm not attracted to you that way. I didn't give off no impression that I was attracted to you. And you standing here with your clothes off, sir. After I just told you no and turned away from you. Like, why? What in your mind thought like, oh, she was playing. Let me take my clothes off anyways. So I did backtrack a little bit after I said ew, because he like, ew, what you mean? Like, you could choke me out right now. You could kill me and homegirl and bury us in the backyard. Like, so I gotta play it safe, you know? So after I said ew, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, my whole thing is this too. What did you think was about to happen? Because homegirl was still in the bed. So did you think you was gonna hop your naked behind in the bed and something was gonna go down while my homegirl, like, what type of chick do you even think I am? Like, sitting here this bougie, this classy, and you thought I was a chick that was gonna go down like that? Anyways, so I'm like, boy, if you don't put your clothes on and get out of my face, because he really did piss me off. Like, if I tell you no, don't get undressed. Why you getting undressed, pulling the covers, about to get underneath the covers with me? So I'm just like, no. I'm like, I'm not playing. This is not a joke. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get out. Like, I'm not here for it. Like, I'm not here for it. So he like, what you mean? Like, why we can't have sex? We can't have sex. I'm like, because I said no. I didn't know I had to explain why I said no. I thought that if I said no, or if any female or anybody says no, it just was that, especially when it comes down to this. I didn't know I had to give you an explanation, sir, but because I don't want to, and you're ugly, that's why. Okay? So if you really want to know, there's your answer. So he getting mad, like, you know, he put on his clothes mad, put on his jeans, and so I'm like, okay, so he had a little attitude. He like, what the fuck? Like, who don't want to have sex after the club? This, da, like, just saying little stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, talk your shit. As long as you leave this house, I'm cool. He get dressed and he like, whatever, man. I'm out. I'm gone. So I'm like, yes. That's what I want from you. Please, yeah, leave, go. That's what I want. So before he even left, he put on his clothes and stuff and his jacket. And he hovered, because I'm laying in the bed, like, with the covers up to me, just watching him, like, get dressed so you can go. And he's like, he leaned over, like, you sure? I'm about to go. You sure before I'm about to go? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. So he like, all right, I'll be back in the morning. Come get y'all, whatever. I'm going to leave cousin here. Baby boy. No, you're not. Why would you leave your cousin here with us? Like, what are you not understanding that this is supposed to be our Airbnb? I'm confused.
I said, no, get your cousin and take him with you. Why would you leave him here with us? Like, I'm confused on why you would leave your cousin here with us. That don't make no sense.
He like, why I can't leave him? He already drunk. He already sleep. Because I'm not waking up to that man. What is wrong with you? He like, all right. You on bullshit. I'm on, okay. I'm on bullshit, huh? I'm the one on bullshit. Okay, whatever. He get his cousin and he leaving out the door. So, you know, I'm walking him downstairs because I'm just trying to make sure he leave. He like, oh, now you up. Well, since you down here, he like, come on, like, we only need a good little 10-15 minutes.
I'm like 10-15 minutes.
And he like, I mean, unless you want to go longer, but all I really need 10-15 minutes. Sir. No. How many other ways can I dress it up for you? And spells no. So he like, wow, okay. Yeah, okay, bye. Like, so I see him walk out the door or whatever. So I'm looking at him through the peephole, right? Because I'm like, okay, my set of keys is upstairs. Like, okay, let me make sure he leaves. I see him, I see CB, the neighbor, open up his door and they go in there. So now at this time, like I said, CB was cool, but I didn't know, like, DF was cool at first too, and he giving off rapist vibes. Now I don't know if y'all was in cahoots, if this what y'all do on a regular basis, if y'all get girls here and y'all just do y'all little things. So I'm watching them. So he in the house with them. So I'm just sitting there, I'm waiting because I'm trying to see if they gonna plot, try to come back in, try to do something sneaky. Like, you know, if anything, I need to be on my P's and Q's, but I'm not gonna be in the bed laying down. So I'm just waiting, and they in there for a minute. So I call DF, like, you know, I'm just making sure you got home safe or whatever. He like, no, I'm still across the hall. Why, you want me to come over there?
No, okay, bye, click.
I had to hang up. No, I don't need you to come. I'm good. I was just trying to see what was going on, sir. That's it. So next thing you know, I see them coming out and I see them all leave. Like, they all left and got into the 2 separate cars. So I'm like, bet. So I go upstairs, I lay down, and I'm like, okay, finally I can kind of just like get some sleep, because at this point it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I lay down, I'm closing my eyes, and I hear somebody coming back in. Now granted, it's only been like a minute. I suspected that he would have a second key, because of course if you're renting out an Airbnb, you got to give the guest a key. So I'm sure you're gonna have one. I didn't think you was walking around with 2 keys in your pocket. That's sneaky. Like, why you walking around with both sets of keys? It's okay to have a backup like at the other house or wherever, but why you got both keys? And this is what I'm saying. Like, you just was invading our private. Like, why are you just walking up in this house? Like, you have guests here. You just walk in. You didn't even say you was coming back. So I'm coming back down the stairs because I'm trying to see who it is. And he like, I'm like, why are you back in here? Like, why are you just coming in and out using your key, doing whatever, and you got people that's here? So he like, oh, I forgot something, blah, blah, blah. But you look like you wide awoke. Like, come, he like, well, come sit on the couch with me. Yo, it can't be this hard to get some. It just can't be. There's so many women in Atlanta. I know you ugly, but I've seen some ugly people get some, and you cannot want it this bad. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Look at me.
Look at me. I understand. I want me too. I totally get it. Okay.
But you can't even you cannot want it that bad that no matter how many times I tell you no, you just like add it. You add it. You just add it. Like, bro, oh my God, it's so annoying. So I'm like, no, like, get your stuff and go. Okay? So I'm like, can you stop coming in? Like, you just invading our privacy. Like, you keep coming upstairs while we getting dressed. You using the bathroom with the door open. You walking in and out of this house with your other key. Like, this is getting too much. So luckily he left, and thank the Lord, nothing else happened that night. I eventually fell asleep like so late in the morning or so early in the morning because I was just up like just trying to see if anything would go on. I'm glad that it didn't. We ended up waking up at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm filling in homegirl on the rest of the night. Like, girl, this boy is he giving me rapist vibes. Like, I don't like this. Like, we gotta go because I'm not staying another day in this house with him, and I'm not dealing with him for another day because, like, I literally dang near fought you off me. Like, I kept telling you no. You just kept coming back, just being aggressive and doing too much. Like, so I'm telling homegirl, like, he is a rapist. I don't trust this type of stuff. We gotta go. So homegirl like, yes. Like, I don't even want to take a shower in here. It's dirty here. Like, I'm just ready to go. I'm like, yeah. So mind y'all, this is what I'm talking about too. Like, he thought that he was like my dude or something. Like, he talking to me anytime. Like, he just thinking he can boss me around and tell me what to do. I'm confused. So when we woke up, like, we already on escape mode. We already on plot mode. We plotting to get out. We done got us a little hotel. I had to call my little friend and get us a little hotel. My little other friend get us a little hotel, right? So, he texts me the next morning like, what you doing? I'm headed that way around 1 p.m. This was at literally like 11:57. I said, we good. I'll let you know if we need you, because how you just gonna tell me you coming at 1? Like, again, this is our Airbnb. You said you didn't want to be around us the whole time. Like, why are you just telling me when you're going to come and what you're going to do with us and what we going to do and how we need to be dressed and all of this? Like, who are you? I see why you're 35 with no kids now, baby. I see why. So I said, no, we good. I'll let you know if we need you. He like, what you mean if y'all need me? You don't want me to come at that time? I said, no, we chilling. Like, oh my God. Like, no, we are chilling. Like, we good. Like, dang. And like, at this point, I'm like, we're escaping. We literally packed our bags up, went to the hotel, and we didn't even tell him. Like, I did not even tell him that we was leaving because I didn't even feel like he was deserving of that. Like, you just did the most last night, and I don't even understand why you even think that's okay, because you clearly thought it was okay and you still think it's okay. So we leave. We at the hotel, we like skip him. We about to do our own thing today, which we did. We went out to eat, went to the museum, we did all this other stuff, right? So we at the hotel, and I think by this time he still didn't even really realize that we was gone. So at 6:30, he called me, and I didn't even want to answer him because, like, I'm really low-key pissed about the night before, because, like, one thing I don't play with is if I tell you no, that's it. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts. I shouldn't have to beg you. I shouldn't have to repeat myself. I shouldn't have to explain. It's just a no. Okay? But some of y'all ain't set up like that. And he really gave Atlanta guys a bad name. I'm sorry, but he really did y'all bold, okay? He got y'all looking crazy out here. But I said, what's up? Like, I'm on the phone because he called me and I didn't want to answer. He said, I'm in a Christmas dinner for work from 7 to 9. You gonna be ready for me to come when I'm done here? I said, oh, okay. I said, come to do what? Like, what are you coming to do? He said, to chill with and drink. You can then go out if you want to go out. He said, I didn't bring you here to get no alone time with you. First of all, I can then go out if I want to go out. So you just basically telling me, see, this is why I'm glad we was already gone. Because had we been at the house, you just basically telling me, like, I'm going to come to the house. You're going to be there. We're going to hang out. And then when I'm done with you, if you want to go out, go ahead. But no, I ain't bring you down here to get no, for me to not get no alone time with you. We never discussed no alone time, boo. We never did. And you got alone time with me last night when I told you no 11,000 times. So that was your alone time. So what you mean? You ain't never said, oh, you going to come down here. We're going to spend some time together. I'm going to take you out. It was never none of that. We just kept saying we're going to get lit. We're going to be at the clubs. We're going to party. We're going to drink. It was never no alone time. So what you talking about? I don't understand why you keep telling me what I'm going to do. And literally, you know, I'm not even at your house anymore. Like, we packed up and dipped and I slid your keys underneath the mat, boo. What are you talking about? So I said, he said, I didn't even say nothing back yet. He's like, yeah, I'll let you know when I'm on my way. Like, you just be ready. The fuck? I'm confused. I said, well, I'm already out, and you the one that told us to find other things to do, so we're not with you the whole time. So we did. Goodbye. He said, I figured y'all wanted to do other stuff throughout the day, but I'll still be there when I leave from here. Basically saying, he like, I'll still be at the house. Like, whether you tell me to come or not, I'm still coming to my house. Okay, so this is how you treat your Airbnb guests. Like, you think you just pop up whenever you want because it's your house? No. I said, that's cool. We gone anyways. So I think he thought at this time, like, we gone, like, from the house. He didn't know we was, like, gone, like, packed up and gone. So he said, okay. He said, I'll see you there when I get there if you're there. So I ain't say nothing back. So at 10 o'clock, he texted me like, what you trying to do tonight? By this time, I felt like he went to the house and he noticed that the bags was gone. So he tried to approach me a little bit different. And I said, we going out. And he said, well, you want me to pull up to the club or you want to catch me? You want me to catch you afterwards? I said, you can do whatever you want to do, boo. Like, you know, I'm good on you. He like, at this time, he texted me at 3:30, like, where's the other key? Because at this point, he already figured I ain't put no effort in the whole day to see you. I ain't been answering your calls. I'm real short with you. At this point, you done been to the house. You see that our bags is gone. It's Saturday night. You know we leave on Sunday. So you just probably thinking like, okay, I'm not getting no alone time with her. Like, I'm just going to chuck it up. It is what it is. So I said, it's under the door. He said, you upset? I was like, nope, I'm good. He said, just making sure we good. Everything didn't go as planned, but it's all love. You sure you don't want to come back to the apartment? I'm like, sir, no. If I wanted to come back to the apartment, I would have came. Y'all, I really did have other friends in Atlanta. So me and my homegirl was kicking it with my other friends. Like, they got a booth and bottles and stuff. So we was there with somebody that I actually trust. So we was there and we was turned up and we was lit or whatever. So when we getting ready to leave the club, CB was there too. So we like bet. So CB like, what's up, y'all? Like, where y'all go? He was like, we get in the car with him because it was cold. So we sitting in the car and CB like, where y'all go? He like, DF came knocking on the door like, the girls is gone. They bags is gone. What should I do? On some lame shit.
What should I do? The girls is gone. All their bags is gone. What should I do?
You shouldn't do nothing. You shouldn't be a rapist. That's what you should do. Okay? So he was like, what happened? So at this point, I am drunk. And like, I was just going to keep it, not on a low, but I just was like, he was already about to be deleted and just erased out of my mind. So I was just going to keep it moving. But I'm drunk and I'm feeling it. So I'm like, CB, let me keep it real with you. Because like I said, CB my homie. Still to this day. And I'm like, CB, your friend is a rapist. I'm like, I'm not gonna hold you up because he give off real rape vibes. I'm like, I basically just told him everything that happened.
And I'm like, I told this man no several times, CB, and he didn't care. And I'm like, next thing you know, I rolled over and he took his clothes off, like trying to get in the bed with us.
And he like, CB like, what the fuck? Like, you know, he like, wow. Like, he like, I don't even know DF like that. He like, you know, we neighbors. So he like, I kick it with him on that tip. But, you know, it ain't, oh no, like, that's my man's, that's my brother. He just like, we neighbors. And I'm like, right, like, I understand that. And he like, that's nuts. Like, he like, that's crazy. I don't get down with stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, like, I told him no plenty of times, CB. And he just did not care. He kept trying. He kept being aggressive. So CB like, y'all would have left too. Like, that's crazy. That's so uncomfortable. So I'm like, yeah. While I'm talking to CB, DF called me. So CB like, answer it. Like, so I'm like, bet, I'm drunk. I answer the phone. I'm like, what's up? He's like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? So I basically just let him have it. Like, you know, nigga, you a rapist. I'm like, I just don't like the fact that I told you no several times last night. You didn't even care. I'm like, then you took your clothes off. You tried to get in the bed with us. Like, you was on some real rape vibe stuff. I don't like that. I kept telling you no. Y'all, oh my God. Okay, You would think after I said all of this, I told you no. I was uncomfortable. I didn't like this, blah, 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 blah. If you're receiving that, the only thing that should be really coming out your mouth is, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. Or I was drunk, even though I know you wasn't, but you could even use that. I was drunk. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Something along the lines of I'm sorry. Do you know? And this is why, my friend, you're a rapist. Do you know? He said,
did your mama ever tell you to be persistent with the things you want?
did your mama ever teach you to be persistent with the things you want? If that's not giving off rape vibes, I don't know what it is. I'm sure, I can almost bet my life on it, that your mama was not talking about when a woman tells you no. I can almost bet that when somebody tell you no, you are not supposed to be persistent. Oh my God. He had me so heated in that car. See, me looking like persistent. He talking about you supposed to be persistent with the things you want. Oh my God, y'all. I'm flabbergasted. I can't even think of words to say even now. Boy, be persistent as if you like a girl. Oh, I'm going to text her every morning. I'm going to buy her flowers. I'm going to ask her out on a date. I'm going to let her know I'm thinking. That is being persistent with something you want. But just because you want sex from me and I tell you no, you cannot be persistent with that, boo. That's not the same thing. Oh my God, you're a rapist. I'm sorry. When he said that, I said, what? Click. I hung up on him because now you're blocked. You're dead. That makes no sense that you even think that would be okay. And he said it so regular. And when I'm like, what? He like, what? You shouldn't be persistent. I wanted you. I wanted some. I was persistent. Oh no, baby. I hung that phone up. We get out the car, me and homegirl, we go up to our hotel and we go to sleep because we drunk. And we pass out. And our flight was it was left at like 5 on Sunday. And y'all, I text he texted me. Let me pull that up. He said, this is how I know he still don't think nothing wrong with anything. He don't see nothing wrong with me even thinking he a rapist, thinking he did too much. He said, good morning, y'all, have a safe trip back. I enjoyed the time we did kick it though. Hopefully we can do it again or meet up in another city when it's warmer. Y'all, he don't care about nothing that I just said about him being a rapist. Or he okay with it. What do you mean meet up again, sir? What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is nuts. I said, boy. Now this is just me saying what he was gonna say, right, y'all? Because I'm like, I thought you said you was taking us to the airport, because then you say you was dropping us off. I'm just trying to see what he gonna say, y'all. He like, where y'all at? I'm like, we at a hotel. He said, why y'all get a hotel? Like, I'm gonna be making some moves tonight, so I'm not gonna be able to make it. So I'm like, boy, whatever. I'm like, you a liar. Not only are you a rapist, but you're a liar.
I said, I made sure I asked you before I came down here, was you going to pick us up and drop us off at the airport? And you said yes. Just like I made sure before I came down here, was this Airbnb going to be ours? And you said yes. I said, now all of a sudden you so busy, but it's cool though.
He's like, I never been a liar. He don't care about being a rapist. I never been a liar. He said, I also said I had a place for y'all to stay, which y'all didn't. And actually we did. We stayed one night. We didn't stay both nights because you were a rapist. Well, you don't understand that. He said, and I didn't see you at all yesterday, and you didn't seem to be making an effort to try to get with me. Y'all was doing your own thing, so I made other plans. Boy, because you're a rapist. I already told you. Why you keep telling me why you didn't make no effort to see me? Because you're a rapist. Oh my God. You're a rapist and you dumb. Like, this is stupid. Boy, I said, boy, we did stay. At the end of the day, you said you was going to take us, and you're not. So once again, you're a liar, and you're also a rapist. You don't got to worry about me no more, because I'm going to block and delete your number, okay? And I'm going to make story time about you, because that's not okay, sir. It's really not okay what you did. And I'm able to laugh and joke and do all that little stuff now. But honestly, you did too much. And you should not be going around treating girls like that. From not even just me, just anybody. When people tell you no, you need to learn to accept no. I understand that you're ugly and you probably haven't had none in a long time. But you have to find other ways to get it. There are prostitutes. There are several girls that will sleep with you for money. It's other options, boo. And I'm for real. I'm not even being funny. Like, I'm literally serious. Like, it's other options than for you to try to consistently pursue a girl who is obviously and blatantly telling you no. I didn't laugh with you and tell you no. I didn't giggle and let you take off my clothes and stuff and act like I didn't really want it, but I did. I told you no with the straightest face ever. I told you to get out of my face and go downstairs and go home. I don't know how more serious I could have been. You literally did not care. You didn't even care the next day because you talking about you like to be consistent with people. That makes no sense. So anyways, at the end of the day, I blocked him. We got on our flight and we went on home, and we still had a good trip, like overall, as far as going out and like hanging with our other friends. But as far as him, like, boy, and even as far as the cousin, like, you guilty by default, boo, because you need to have a better cousin. You need to talk to your cousin or something. I don't know. But I'm just like so irritated because I'm like, don't act like because you flew us out that you could do anything. Because if you wanted that, you should have let that be known. You should have been like, look, well, I'm flying y'all out. I'm expecting to have a good time, okay? I'm expecting some alone time with you. And then I would have known what that meant. Like, okay, like, he's spending money on us. He obviously wants some. Okay, cool. Not saying that I would have went, but at least you kept it transparent with me. And then I would have known, like, okay, well, nah, I ain't coming because if you on that tip, I'm good. We was talking like we was cool, like we was just buddies. It was no flirting throughout the night. And I'm like, bro, you knew we didn't flirt, we didn't do nothing. When we came home from the club, like, we went and got in the bed with each other. Like, we didn't try to kick it with y'all. We didn't try to lay down with y'all. We didn't kiss y'all. We weren't hugged up on y'all. We didn't do none of that. Like, so I'm confused on why you even thought. And then even after you try to shoot your shot and it got blocked, like, you kept coming back. Like, that's sad. It really is sad that you got to do all that to get some and then you still fail. It's just like, you need to do better. You need to be a better human being, for real, because that's crazy. But like I said, I'm just glad that I am out of that situation and that me and my homegirl is safe. And because it could have went a totally, completely different way, and I'm just blessed that it didn't. So when y'all out here trying to be on y'all city girl stuff and y'all getting flued out and all that good stuff, be aware, okay? Take precaution. Always be on your P's and Q's. Like, just pay attention to your surroundings. Just go for it when you go anywhere, when you're doing anything, because you just never know. And I'm just glad that we are safe. Like I said, we stay blessed up, period. And like I said, like, he gonna get his karma, because let that have happened back in my hometown, oh, it would have been a different story for him. It would have been lit, okay? And not in a good way. But it is what it is. I learned from that. And I know a lot of people might think like, well, you got flown out so you knew what it was. No, I don't. I don't know what it is. I only know what stuff is when you make it obvious and when you let me know what it is, because I'm grown and I was very transparent with him. I let him know what I wanted, and when I didn't want it, I let him know, oh, is this gonna be our Airbnb? Oh, we're not gonna be with you the whole time. Oh, we're cool. Oh, my homegirl don't want to meet you. I made stuff very clear, and you still wanted me to come down. So no, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I should have expected that. And even if, and let's be clear, even if I did expect you to try to have sex with me or whatever, because, like, boo, that's cool that you wanted to. I'm not mad at the fact that you wanted to. I'm only mad that I told you no like 100 million times and you still tried to pursue me and you kept pulling the covers and you kept being aggressive. That's what I'm mad at. I ain't mad that you tried to, because you drunk and you a guy, and like, it is what it is. But I told you no several times and you just did not care. So it is what it is. Like, you're really lucky that I don't up your Airbnb because it's still online, and I really should post it because that's going to expose who you are. But I don't know if that's too messy. I really don't care. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But that is my story time, guys. Okay, about the time I got flued out by, I would say, a rapist, because those are the vibes you was giving. But I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. Oh my God, make sure, again, y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos. And make sure y'all come on back to the channel, boo, because I'm going to have some more videos for you guys. Until next time, peace.